Hello, and welcome to this overview of the Level 2 Junior Estate Agent Endpoint Assessment. Whether you're just starting to prepare or getting ready for the big day, we're here to walk you through everything you need to know. DSW are proud to be the chosen endpoint assessment organization for your apprenticeship. Our goal is to support you every step of the way, so you can confidently showcase your skills and shine in your assessment. In this video, we'll take you through the full assessment journey, what to expect, how to prepare, and some handy tips to help you feel confident and in control. We'll also highlight a few common pitfalls so you can avoid them, and finish with some final reminders to help you feel ready and reassured. No matter how you're feeling right now, whether it's confident or a little unsure, this video is packed with practical advice designed to help you succeed. Let's get started. Before you can progress to Gateway and begin the endpoint assessment phase, you must be on program for a period of time that meets the Department for Education's guidance. This ensures you've had the right amount of training and development to move forward confidently. You, your employer, and your training provider will also need to agree that you're demonstrating competence across the knowledge, skills, and behaviors, often called the KSBs, set out in your apprenticeship standard. Once you're considered Gateway ready, you'll need to submit a few key documents through DSW's EPA Pro portal for approval. These include your Gateway Declaration, proof of your Level 1 English and Maths qualifications, and your portfolio of evidence, along with the completed referencing table. Please note that Department for Education exemptions may apply for English and Maths. If you'd like more detail on what's acceptable as Gateway evidence, as well as the forms you'll need to upload, you can find all of this on EPA Pro. Once you've successfully passed through Gateway, DSW's independent endpoint assessor will contact your training provider to introduce themselves and arrange a planning meeting. You and your employer are welcome and encouraged to join this meeting if you'd like to. During the planning meeting, the assessor will confirm your assessment dates, any submission deadlines, and make sure you have everything you need for your assessments, including the right equipment and resources. Most assessments take place virtually using Microsoft Teams. However, other platforms such as WebEx or Zoom can be used if they suit you better. If you would prefer to have your assessment face-to-face, this can be arranged through your training provider and agreed with DSW. Do keep in mind that there may be additional costs for in-person assessments. After the meeting, the assessor will record all the agreed assessment dates in EPA Pro. Let's now take a moment to look at how the grading for your apprenticeship works. The standard is made up of 58 grading criteria in total. Of these, there are 36 pass criteria, which every apprentice must meet, and 22 distinction criteria, which you'll need to achieve if you're aiming for an overall grade of distinction. An important and useful resource DSW provides is the amplification document. This sets out exactly what you'll be assessed against in each assessment method, helping you understand what the assessor will be looking for. During your on-program period, you'll work through all the KSBs that make up your apprenticeship standard. You won't be assessed directly against the KSBs during EPA. Instead, they've been used to develop the pass and distinction criteria that your assessments are based on. When it comes to endpoint assessment, your competence will be judged against those pass and distinction criteria. The amplification is there to expand on those criteria. It helps simplify and clarify anything that might feel complex or ambiguous. Where you see examples listed, these are simply there to guide you. They're not exhaustive. You're welcome to use alternative examples, as long as they're relevant to your role and accurately demonstrate your competence. Turning now to your assessments, Junior Estate Agent is made up of two assessment methods, a scenario-based task and a professional discussion, which is supported by your portfolio of evidence. These assessments take place once you've completed your on-program training and successfully moved through Gateway. The typical time frame for completing all assessments is around 5 months from Gateway approval. However, there's no maximum timescale, so this can be adjusted if needed. You can take the assessments in any order. They can be scheduled on the same day with a break in between if that helps, or on separate days, depending on what works best for you. When it's time to take your assessments, they must be completed under strict examination conditions. It's really important that you take some time to familiarize yourself with the conditions for live assessments. This document sets out all the key requirements to make sure your assessment environment is secure and appropriate. It explains what you'll need to do, including showing your ID, setting up your room correctly, and using your technology in the right way. If these conditions aren't followed, your assessment may need to be delayed or cancelled, and in some cases, it could even be recorded as a fail. So please do make sure you review the guidance carefully and get everything in place ahead of time. Let's have a closer look at the scenario-based task. This is designed to assess you against the specific criteria assigned to this assessment method. You'll have to take information from a given scenario and enter it into a simulated CRM, making sure all the details are accurate. The scenarios include photos, maps, and written information for either residential or commercial properties. The scenario you receive will match your specific occupational role, whether that's residential, commercial, or auctioneering. You'll complete the task in a quiet, controlled environment using an online testing platform called Question Mark. For the duration of the task, you will need to share your screen to allow the assessor to observe. This is a closed test, so you won't be able to use reference materials. However, you are allowed to bring along 2 blank sheets of paper for notes. There's also a mock test available, so you can familiarize yourself with the system beforehand and feel more confident on the day. The scenario-based task lasts 65 minutes in total. You'll have 50 minutes to complete the task itself, followed by 15 minutes for questions and answers. Your independent endpoint assessor may allow an additional 10% of time if it's needed. During the task, the assessor will observe you one-to-one and grade your work against the assessment criteria. After you've completed the task, they will ask up to 6 questions to ensure that any past criteria not fully met are covered, and to assess the distinction criteria. For each question, the assessor may give up to 2 prompts if necessary. Once the assessment is complete, your training provider will receive your results and feedback within 5 working days. Moving on to the professional discussion now. This is underpinned by your portfolio and the evidence you provide within it. Because of this, your portfolio should showcase your best work from your on-program training. Each piece of evidence needs to be mapped to the grading criteria using the portfolio referencing table. While the portfolio itself isn't directly assessed, it provides your assessor with valuable insight into your role and the work you've completed during your apprenticeship. You should include between 10 and 15 pieces of evidence. Each pass criterion must have at least 1 piece of evidence mapped to it, although a single piece can cover multiple criteria. You can also map evidence to distinction criteria if you wish. Examples of evidence might include research, appraisal documents, property descriptions, or diary extracts, though other types are acceptable as long as they clearly demonstrate your competence. Keep in mind that you won't receive feedback on your portfolio before the professional discussion, but the assessor will use it to help shape their questions. The live professional discussion assessment is a structured dialogue with your independent endpoint assessor, designed to give you the chance to demonstrate your competence against the grading criteria. You're encouraged to bring your portfolio to the assessment and can refer to it during the discussion. You're also to bring up to 2 pages of notes to support your answers. The discussion lasts 60 minutes, with an additional 10% time allowed at the assessor's discretion. However, any time beyond 66 minutes will not be assessed. The assessor will begin with at least 5 discussion points, covering topics such as legal requirements, your organization and role, working relationships, sales and negotiations, and administration and continuing professional development. These discussion points are often based on the evidence in your portfolio, but the discussion itself is free-flowing. The assessor may ask you to provide further detail if needed. You're welcome to use examples from any part of your apprenticeship to answer the questions. We have a range of resources to help you prepare for your endpoint assessment. The DSW toolkit includes useful templates, as well as the portfolio referencing table. The conditions for live assessments outline the rules you'll need to follow during your live assessments. The evidence requirements guidance explains what to include in your portfolio, while the amplification breaks down each pass and distinction criterion, so you know exactly what the assessor is looking for. If you require any adjustments, the Reasonable Adjustments policy explains what support is available to you. You can also access helpful webinars on our YouTube channel, and your tutor or coach can point you in the right direction if you need any additional guidance. To succeed in your endpoint assessment, make full use of the guides and templates. They'll help you prepare effectively. Start building your portfolio early and take a little time each week to review it. If you're ever unsure about anything, don't hesitate to ask your coach or tutor for guidance. Make sure you understand the pass and distinction criteria and take part in mock assessments to build your confidence. Before your professional discussion, review your portfolio examples carefully and think about how each piece of evidence links to the criteria. Finally, practice your tasks and discussions regularly so you feel confident and ready on the day of your assessment. Thank you for watching and good luck with your EPA. We wish you every success in your role as a junior estate agent. I hope this video has helped you feel prepared and confident and that it supports you in achieving a successful outcome. If there's anything else you need, please don't hesitate to contact us.